Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the final edition of 2025 of the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here on the Epic Sports Network. James Poovey alongside my co-hosts, Mr. Ed Cole and Jamal Gumo. Guys, can you believe it? The final championship weekend is here. 4A, 5A, 6A, Open Division, all will be crowned this weekend out at Sun Devil Stadium.
Man, there's going to be a busy weekend out in Tempe, right, Jamal? There's all kind of other stuff going on there, but in the middle of that, you've got everything that JP mentioned. Those four brackets that are going to get filled on Saturday in Tempe. I know those young men on every one of those football teams. They are excited. They cannot wait for Friday and Saturday, Friday afternoons, Friday nights, Saturday afternoon, and Saturday night.
Yeah, Ed and JP, listen, I'm sad the season's coming to an end, but I am excited it's championship weekend. This is the biggest game of the season for these teams. Obviously, this is when it matters most. But yeah, it seems like the season has flown by. So, I'm glad that we're going to be able to talk to these kids and coaches and see what their mindset is like going into the championship and or who won the championship.
Hey, let's get right into it. We're going to preview the 5A and 6A state championship games this coming weekend. Desert Mountain squaring off against Canyon View, and then in the second half of our show, we'll talk with the Casteel Colts and the Centennial Coyotes. And hey, we got a jumbo-size show tonight. We're going to be joined by the 2A back-to-back state champion Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles around 9 p.m. We're going to visit with a couple of those young men and just talk about the few frantic days they've had since they hoisted their third gold ball in a row. But let's get right to it, and let's get the Desert Mountain Wolves in here. Coach Conrad Hamilton joining us, along with Mr. Grant Garduno. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time. We certainly appreciate it. Coach Conrad, we'll start with you. Just tell us about the season and the mood of the team. You guys have had 2 practices so far this week. How's the team feeling going into a big championship weekend?
I don't know if can you hear me?
We got you, Coach.
Okay, perfect. Okay. You know what? We're feeling good. We're excited to be in the championship round for sure. We're facing Canyon View, very good team. 11-2 team coming from a really, really competitive region. And, just watching them play against the last 3 opponents that they played against during the playoffs, they're doing a really good job. So we're excited just to be able to compete, for the final game of the year. We haven't had a chance to do that over the last 4 or 5 years. So we're just excited to get the chance to do that this year.
Coach, you've had a kind of a gauntlet to get to the championship game. You beat Gilbert. You went to Cactus, you beat them. You went to Desert Edge, you beat them. You went to Horizon and beat them. So just road warriors, 6-2 on the road this season. What is it about this football team that when you hit the road, this doesn't matter if you're at home, road, a neutral site, but especially on the road, winning 3 playoff games on the road to get you to the state championship.
Am I cutting out again or what? I don't know where to go.
Coach, can you hear us? Maybe we can't hear us, JP.
Yeah, Coach might be cutting out a little bit on us, unfortunately, right now. But let's go ahead and talk to a couple of these young men that Coach brought along here tonight. Joining us once again, we had the pleasure of catching up with him just a few short weeks ago, Ryan McDonough. Ryan, you guys have had 2 practices so far this week. Tell us about the mood of the football team as you guys get ready for the biggest game of the season and the biggest game in Desert Mountain football history.
Man, we're super pumped up. We're really excited. We can't wait to play on Friday. Working hard, doing our assignments, and ready to get after it.
Ryan, I meant to mention to Coach about the being road warriors, winning 3 of your 4 playoff games on the road, 6-2 on the road. What is it about you guys when you get on those buses? You go to Cactus, you go to Desert Edge, you go to Horizon. All you got to do is get off those buses and handle business, and that's got you where you are within 4 quarters of a state championship.
Honestly, I think it's just a mentality for us. We don't want our season to end, and our underclassmen play for us seniors, and they don't want our season to end either.
Ryan, like JP mentioned, this is the biggest game possibly in Desert Mountain history. What has practice been like this week? Has it been intense? Has it been physical, or has it kind of been calmed down, kind of getting you guys rested up and ready for the game this week?
I think it's been like a normal practice week. Been up tempo, running hard, doing the same drills we do, just trying to keep it the same.
Ryan, what have you What have you been most proud of this season as being a member of the Desert Mountain Wolves? You guys have overcame a lot of adversity, made really big plays when you had to make them, and that's the hallmark of a championship team, being able to rise to the occasion no matter what the circumstances are during the game. Things can be crumbling all down around you. Um, what are you most proud of that you guys have accomplished this season?
I think I'm most proud of just my guys. I mean, no one really picked us to go this far, and we've come this far. So I'm just proud of all what we've done this season. We got to finish on Friday.
Guys, I'll go ahead and bring Grant Garduno, the QB1, in for Desert Mountain. Grant, congratulations on making it to the state championship game. I know it's been a long season, 14 games. You love to wrap up game number 15 with the state championship. How are you feeling about everything so far? How are you feeling about your season as you get ready for the state championship game?
Yeah, I feel really good. Kind of like what Ryan said. I think it's just a mentality thing. I think we've gotten better over these last 14 weeks. Obviously, we haven't had a break, but in my opinion, I think that's a good thing. We get to build off of each week, every week. So yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully we can come back with a championship.
Grant, obviously a tough, very hard fought game against the Huskies this past week, 20-17. Tell me what that fourth quarter was like, though. Going into the fourth quarter, obviously knowing you had to get it done. So not only the fourth quarter, but that last drive to take your team down the field and go win the game.
Yeah, kind of like what Ryan said. We were pumped up. We didn't want our season to end. We're playing for the seniors, and we've been in those situations before in a couple other games, so that definitely helped calm some nerves and just get us ready to go drive down the field and score and win the game.
Grant, what does it mean to have a coach like Coach Hamilton, who has played at the highest level possible in this game of football? He's been in plenty of pressure situations before. How do you guys feed off his professionalism, if you will, and knowing that he's been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, he's done this thing at the highest level? How do you guys take solace in knowing that, hey, he's leading us in the right direction because he's done this at the highest level?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, we feed off of his energy. Obviously, he's leading us out onto the field every week. So, I mean, to have a guy that's that experienced and motivate us and be our mentor, it's awesome.
Grant, I wanted to ask you about your turnovers. 15 interceptions you threw this season, but just one in the playoffs. What did you do to clean up the amount of turnovers that you were able to do that you had going into the playoffs? And how important will it be to play a clean game against Canyon View on Friday night?
Yeah, I think that's really important. That's really been an emphasis of mine, to keep it out of harm's way. I don't really think about that when I'm in the game. I'm kind of just playing it play by play, new play every play. But yeah, to play a clean game, got to do that in order to win. So that's definitely a focus.
Ryan, obviously you've had a great season, you and your team, of course. A lot of that credit goes to not just you, but Grant as well. Tell me what your guys' relationship is like and how you got that relationship to what it is now.
Sophomore, and he came in as a freshman. We've been pretty good buds. We both have the same goals, same intentions, and honestly, I think we have the same work ethic too.
Ryan, when you look at this Canyon View team on film, they are a similar story to you guys. No one really expected them, wasn't talking about them a lot in the preseason, but they just ignored all the naysayers and put their chin strap on and played football every week. What are you seeing from these guys on film as you get ready for the game?
They're a well-coached team. They're a tough team, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
Ryan, you've been able to make an impact on a lot of ways for Desert Mountain this season with your kick return yards against Horizon. You had 120 and 10 tackles, a TFL and a half against Desert Edge. You blocked 4 field goals this year. So was that your emphasis to be able to make an impact on many different aspects of the football team this year?
Yeah, just wherever my team needs me, I'm going to give it my all to help us win.
Grant, you have an ability to be a dual threat quarterback. You had over 200 yards on the ground this year. How important is your ability to be able to scramble, get around, and extend plays and get the ball to guys like Ryan?
I think it's important. I think it's also good to note that we have 2 really good backs. So, it's not really it's a little bit easier for me to be a dual threat when I have 2 guys that can run the ball like they can. But I think it's important to be able to extend plays, especially in the playoffs.
Grant, how much will you guys be leaning on your defense? And you talked about the run game, but you're going to have to lean on that defense as well this weekend in that championship game. How much will you be leaning on your defense this weekend?
I think football is a complementary sport, so I think we're going to be leaning on the offense just as much as the defense. But our goal is to score as many points as possible, and then with Coach Ham and our defensive players, we know that we have a chance to stop them. So,
Grant, this is game number 15 for you on Friday night against Canyon View. How have you grown from game 1 up until now, until game 15? How have you seen yourself progress on the football field?
Yeah, I mean, it's my first year really starting. I'm really grateful for that. A lot of learning experiences for sure. I think just decision making and just flexibility in the pocket, being, like you said, being able to extend plays. I think I've gotten a lot better at that. So just grateful to be able to play the whole season, especially a 15-game season.
This is a question for Ryan and Grant, and I'll let Ryan go first. Talk to us about the Desert Mountain community, the fans, your parents that come out every week and support you guys, rain or shine, whatever the weather is. They're in the stands cheering. They're as loud as they possibly can. Talk to us about the support from the Desert Mountain community and how much that's meant to you guys during this run.
I think we have a great support group. I mean, we played in Tucson this year, and a ton of fans, ton of parents came out and watched. Our game at Desert Edge was packed, and that's like an hour and a half away from us. So I think it's definitely a great community, and they all support us, and they all want us to win.
You muted yourself, JP.
Grant, tell us about the support from the Desert Mountain community.
Yeah, I'm kind of just what Ryan said. We've had a lot of support throughout the season. People driving out hour and a half, not just parents, but friends and family friends too. So I'm really grateful for that.
And Grant and Ryan, both of you, for you to be able to go on Mountain America Stadium on Friday night and see your friends and your family, all of them, they're going to be yelling their heads off. Ryan, I'll start with you on this one. How's that going to feel knowing that you got so much love on the sidelines, up in the stands, everybody just cheering, and they're just so excited for you?
It's awesome. Having so much support just makes it mean so much more to us.
Yeah, there's another question for both of you guys. Ed just mentioned the family and friends, and JP mentioned the support you guys have gotten off the football field, away from football. Did you guys want to shout out anybody who's been there to support you, who's kind of been there and helped you get to where you are, both individually and as a team? Any people you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to definitely thank my parents, everyone in my family, my brother, everyone for pushing me, my teachers, all my coaches. Yeah.
I just want to thank my parents and then definitely my coaches as well for believing in our team, believing in me. It's meant a lot.
Quarterback Grant Garduno and wide receiver Ryan McDonough, a stellar connection over there for the Desert Mountain Wolves, and they are hoping to get things done this Friday over at Mountain America Stadium as they battle for that 5A state championship. Coach Hamilton also joining us there for a brief moment as well. We appreciate you guys. Always great to catch up with the Desert Mountain Wolves. Good luck this weekend, and we look forward to catching up with you guys very soon.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Thank you, guys.
Stay with us. More of the Desert Gridiron game plan. When we return, we will catch up with the Canyon View Jaguars. Stay with us. Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network.
On game day, communication is everything. Procom offers the most powerful, most reliable headsets on the market. Paired with our state-of-the-art coach-to-player communication tools, your team is sure to dominate. It's time to communicate like a pro. Visit us at procomheadsets.com.
All Insurance has been serving Arizona drivers for over 30 years, so we have the experience to take great care of you. We can help you over the phone or face-to-face from one of our 30 convenient valley-wide locations. We represent all of the top carriers, so we do the shopping for you. Find out why we're the most referred agency in Arizona. All insurance, insurance for all.
We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here on the Epic Sports Network. James Poovey alongside Mr. Ed Cole and Jamal Gumbo. Guys, hard to believe, final show of the season, 5A state championship coming up this Friday. We got to visit with the Desert Mountain Wolves, and let's now take a jaunt out to the west side, out to Waddell, and visit with Coach Alcantar from the Canyon View Jaguars. He's also brought along a player or two as well here tonight. Jackson McCarthy also joining us here on the program. Coach, thank you so much for your time. It's always great to get to talk with you. Tell us about the mood of the team just a couple of days out from the 5A state championship.
Thank you guys for having us, and thank you guys for doing all you guys do. Our boys are ready, man. They're excited, man. It's been a long season. I don't know if it's been as long as the Desert Mountain. They played a lot of games, but we're ready to get going, man. It's just the anticipation, and you get anxious to play the game, and the boys have been at it. They're ready for it, man. They're excited for the story they've been written and they've been writing, and they're ready to get going. So,
Coach, how exciting has this run been to the state championship game? You beat Campo Verde, Desert View, and then ALA Gilbert North to make the title game. How much fun has it been? I know it's been a blur for you ever since the season ended, and now you're kicking into the season, and you're just 48 minutes away from a state championship game. But the run that's led you to the state championship game.
It's been a blessing, man. Like I said, we've had a lot of people talk to us right now, and that beginning where you didn't get to have a game and you had to play, you had to get a forfeit. That first game kind of sucks. You want to get out the Kings and see what you can do. But then to go and play a team like Marana, who the year before was, the number one open C team, when I was at Liberty, we knew that we had a good shot at playing them. But, to open with them, and we had a rough first half of that game. And then, I told our coaches, man, that's our first game right there. That first half is the first game. The second half is going to tell us who we have. And the boys came out and made it a game. I believe it got to a point where it was 35-29. And, putting numbers up like that and doing well against a team like that, I knew we had a good team. We needed time to gel, needed time to get together. And ever since then, man, we've been on a roll. We let one slip away with Desert Edge. We were leading that game the majority of the time and, just let it get away from us. But I knew the way they played against them too, that, we're both battle tested, we're ready to go. So it's been fun, man. It's been perseverance. It's not always been easy, but I don't think you want to have it any other way.
Coach, speaking of perseverance, I want to ask you about your game against ALA Gilbert North, going in a halftime down and then coming out of the second half and exploding for 21 points. What was the message at halftime that flipped the switch, and what changed going into the second half?
I know it's not like you give a big Ruha speech, man. It's looking at the numbers, man, the analytics, and like, hey, what we're doing is working. It's just we're putting ourselves in bad positions with penalties. We're giving them a short field. And we gave up a couple big plays, and I go, that was it. Like, otherwise, we were, doing what we were supposed to do, stopping the ball. You're not going to always stop Ty Detmer and his offense, man. With his offensive coordinator, who was a really good coach and also a college coach. We knew we'd have our hands full, and the fact that if we could just maintain what we're doing, let it swing our way a little bit and just execute like we're supposed to and be us. We knew that we could pull it out. And then once we got a lead, we just told the boys we're not giving it back. Make them fight for it. If they're going to want to win this, they're going to have to fight for it. And if they want to do whatever it takes, and they deserve it. But they have to get through us first, and that was the kind of mentality we had.
Coach, you brought along a couple of your young men here tonight, Michael Callejas and Jackson McCarthy. We'll start with Jackson. Tell us what this young man means to your program as we take a look at some of his film here.
Yeah, we don't refer to Jackson as Jackson. We call him Morgan Wallen. He looks like a broke man's version of Morgan Wallen.
All right,
so that's my dude right there. But he knows it. But he's a heck of a kid, man. He's got all the numbers, the stats, the size. He's a 6'4", 200-pound kid, lightning fast off the edge. He's a great kid, man. He comes from a really good family, and he's got good discipline. And he's an awesome kid to be around. And he knows when to be serious, but he also knows when to make his coach laugh and give him a hard time. But I'm thankful I got to coach him for 1 year, man. He's been a blessing. He speaks more with his actions and how he plays than he does talking, but. He's a great kid, man, and he works hard for what he wants, and he's going to get what he deserves. And, we're really proud to coach him and really honored to be on the same sideline as him.
Jackson, as we watch your game film, you're so dominant coming off that edge. 72 tackles this year in your senior year, 16 TFLs, which is unbelievable. Even more unbelievable, 9.5 sacks. So you have been such a dominant force defensively as we see you get up there, get up in the quarterback's grill right there. Is that your MO, to be that aggressive and go after quarterbacks and make them uncomfortable back in the backfield?
Yeah, yes, sir. I like to be fast off the edge and in the quarterback's face as soon as I can to disrupt him and make my DB's job easier. But yeah, I just like to create as much problems as I can in that backfield.
Jackson, little side question: do you listen to Morgan Wallen? Like, is this or do you look like him?
Yeah, I do a lot. So yeah, he makes fun of me for it, but it's all love.
Okay, cool. I do want to ask you, obviously, the jump you've made this year. I want to ask you about the offseason. What was your offseason like? Where'd you want to get better, and what'd you do to get better coming into the season?
Yeah, so the offseason, obviously, we had Coach Alcantar came in, and I was like, all right, well, let's do this. But I had some growth I had to do. I was pretty underweight, so I had to gain. I had to lift hard, get fast because I wanted to be fast around that edge. But, yeah, I was just doing everything Coach Alcantar had planned up for us, all the workouts, all the speed training, all that we did. That was so tough, and I didn't want to do. But, yeah, all of it's paying off.
I have a question for both of you guys, Jackson and Michael. We'll start with Jackson, then we'll move to Michael. Talk to us about Coach Alcantar and what he's meant to this Canyon View program. He's been around Arizona high school football for a long time, done a lot of great things here in the Grand Canyon State, but he has really come in and really turned things around at Canyon View. Just talk about his impact in such a short amount of time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at last year, our 3-7 record, and now we're going to the state championship. So that says a lot of what it needs to. But yeah, Coach Alcantar, like outside of what you'd see on the outside, he's a great coach. Like I wouldn't ask for anyone better to coach us, especially my senior year. I'm able to joke around with him, and he takes it, but then I'll probably run for it. But he's a great coach. Everyone loves him on the team. He's turned the whole program around, you could say. But yeah.
Michael, how about you?
Sorry. Yeah, like what Jackson said, like Coach Alcantar, ever since he stepped into the building, he's been super, super helpful with like everyone. He's also been super like pushing of just everyone too, like with the weight room, with conditioning. We were like out there in the morning and end of December running and in beginning of January running, lifting weights, and then started football school in February. It's just the off-season work has been so amazing with Coach Alcantar. He's just put everything into our head to be successful to get us to where we've been today.
Michael, you've had a really good season this year. 540 through the air, 8 touchdowns, had 6 big catches against ALA Gilbert North, 71 yards. The relationship that you and Brady Scott, QB1, have developed. Talk about that. And from day one when you guys got together and you started to build this relationship that's now got you to within 4 quarters of a state championship, that relationship between QB1 and wide receiver.
Yeah, since off season, since we knew Coach Alcantar was going to be our head coach, me and Brady have taken any opportunity we could get to just get on the field and get working and running routes. Like after lifts, we'd go just out on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, go to the field, run those routes. Not even with just me, but with our other receivers as well, which has helped us so much. Like that's like what I think has helped with our success is that there's so much receivers that a defense has to plan for more than one of us, which just helps all of us be successful at the end of the day. And with Brady, he's just been in the lab. He's been working, studying. He's always texting all of us, wanting to have meetings. Like the connection's there, and yeah, I'm just grateful to have teammates like that to be able to give me such a successful season.
Michael, Ed mentioned some of your stats. Like you said, you've had an amazing year. I want to talk to you about specifically your 15.4 yards a catch that led the team. How important is it to you, and how much pride do you take in being able to get down the field and create those explosives, those big plays to get your team down to the red zone and to score a touchdown?
It's super important to me because like I feel like those big plays always boost the team up. Whenever there's no energy, I feel like a big play is needed. It happens. I feel like I'm there to make that and get the team hype. Like Campo Verde, our first playoff game, I had two big touchdowns to start off the game, and I feel like that just sets us up to go, and like big plays like that keep our team going and keep the energy and the crowd riled up.
Coach Alcantar, it's really great to visit with you and these young men here who, in just a few short minutes, we can really tell how much they've bought into your program and how much fun they have playing football there for Canyon View. Not only having fun, but they know how to work hard, and they know that, hey, coach is going to put us in check when need be. How does that make you feel that you've made such an impact there at Canyon View?
I don't think it's me, man. I think it's a community. If you've ever been out of school, man, it's full of pride, man. It's got great culture. But I don't think it's one coach, man. You bring in good dudes, like, and that's what I did. I brought in good coaches, good men, just good people. And, the X's and O's are awesome. Anybody can do X's and O's. You can watch any clinic, any show you want, but to be a good man and know the X's and O's, that's a hard combination. And I brought those dudes in, man, and I made sure those guys got to know our kids and got to be family with our kids. And I wanted them to know they care more than them on the field. Like, your whole job as a coach is to build a good man, build a good husband one day, a good son, a good brother, a good uncle. And that's what I want. And if we can accomplish that and we can do those things with our boys, it'll show on the field one way or the other. It's been a blessing to be where we're at. It's been a blessing to do all the things we've done. But at the end of the day, doesn't mean anything if we don't produce good men. And that's kind of where I'm at with my guys. And that's what I was always raised to be, is like, you produce good men, you're a coach for a reason. So when you bring people like that into the program, it makes it easy. And then you have a good administration, you have a good school, you have a good culture, you just have everybody around. It makes it the way it's supposed to be. So it's never one dude, man. I hate when people are like, you did it. Like, I didn't do that. It was all of us that did that.
Jackson, this one is for you. I'm assuming that Keegan is your brother, right? Am I correct?
Keegan's my brother.
Is he? Okay. Talk about him and playing with that young man. He's just as good as you. A little bit behind you in the tackles, but he's still effective. You've got 72. He's got 68. He's got 3 interceptions. So playing with your brother and the impact that he's made on the defense too.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, he's a stud. He's a great athlete. He runs track. He's super fast. He's all over the backfield. Like, I know as long as I can get to that quarterback and he's throwing it and he throws it anywhere near Keegan, it's going to be a pick almost every time, or a breakup at the least. But, he's a great athlete. He's good to know that he's back there. You feel secure if they throw a deep ball, then you're in good hands. Keegan's back there. I mean, our whole DB core, but Keegan especially. And sometimes he's a pain, but yeah, he's a good athlete. Love him.
Coach, if I could just circle back to you for this one, what was the message coming into this team? Obviously, you guys have had a lot of success going into the championship game this week, but coming into this year, what was the message? What was the culture you wanted to build to get to this spot?
When we came in, I told the boys, the first thing, you are the best 3-7 team in the state by far. Like, if you looked at their schedule last year and the teams they played, they hung with them. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't win, but they hung with them. But our motto was to rebuild the culture, man. You see the RTC everywhere. It's rebuild the culture. And, like, what are you doing to rebuild the culture? How are you becoming a better person on and off the field? And how are you becoming a better person with your teammates? And that was the thing we established. We wanted them to believe in one another, and we wanted them to be a family. We wanted them to be tight. If they go out to eat, man, it shouldn't be just 2 dudes. It should be 20 deep. If you go and do something, it should be 20 deep. If we talk, it shouldn't be just a chat with 2 of us. It should be 20 deep. The more that we're connected and the more we're together, it means more, and you're going to play harder for each other. And that's kind of what we did. And once we got to that point, it just made sense. And I had another coach come watch practice tonight. And that's what he said. He's like, dude, I watch ALA. Like, you guys are just always hyped for each other. You're always encouraging each other. You guys are always happy when somebody makes a tackle. It doesn't even have to be a great tackle, but you guys all get hyped. Your sideline goes nuts. Like, your cheerleaders, your fans, your everybody. And that's the culture we want. We want everybody to do this. Everybody's together. Whether you're on the field or not, you're part of this team. So that's kind of how we built it, man. And everything else is just a blessing on top of it.
Coach Alcantar and Jackson McCarthy and Michael Callejas joining us here on the program. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Great to get to know you guys over there at Canyon View a little bit. Good luck this Friday night in that 5A state championship, and we look forward to catching up with you again in the very near future.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Stay with us. After the break, we will preview the 6A state championship game between the Casteel Colts and the Centennial Coyotes. Stay with us.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook, That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
On game day, communication is everything. Procom offers the most powerful, most reliable headsets on the market. Paired with our state-of-the-art coach-to-player communication tools, your team is sure to dominate. It's time to communicate like a pro. Visit us at procomheadsets.com.
Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here on the Epic Sports Network. James Poovey, Ed Cole, and Jamal Gumo coming your way here on a Tuesday night. Guys, hard to believe this is the final show of the season, and I got to say it's been nothing but a pleasure doing this once again with you guys this year, and it's just so much fun to talk with these coaches and athletes and not only get to know them on the football field and around the football field, but off the field a little bit as well.
And isn't it amazing, Jamal? We could talk to all these young men and these coaches, and they all have different stories on how they got to where they are in the state championship at this level of their career, that they are 4 quarters, 48 minutes, whatever you want to do to describe how close they are to a state championship. They all have different paths that got them to where they are on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, and JP, first of all, I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure doing this with you guys. It's been fantastic. But honestly, that's one of my favorite things about sports is obviously you love to watch the games. You love to see what the final result is. But one of my favorite things is to see how they got there, the work that they put in to get there, who's been there to support them. Because these trains don't move on just them. You know what I'm saying? And so to see where they come from, how they get there, and where they want to go, I think is really special. And so I just, I love getting to know these guys and see where they come from, like you guys said.
We are awaiting the arrival, hopefully, of the Casteel Coach Joe Bushman, and tackle Bryce Greer and quarterback T. Smith are scheduled to join us here in a little bit. But how about the season the Casteel Colts have had? Those guys have put up some amazing numbers in the stat book, and regardless of what's in that stat book, they're going to play for the 6A state championship.
Oh, yeah. 8-5, they beat Higley and South Point Catholic. Of course, we saw South Point a couple of weeks ago when they knocked off Pinnacle. We know how good they are. So for them to knock off Higley and South Point, they held South Point Catholic scoreless in the fourth quarter. So that lets you know where their defense is. That Colts defense is no joke, Jamal and James. They're going to be ready because they know the Coyotes are going to be coming. They're looking to repeat as 6A state champions. So this is going to be a titanic clash at noon on Saturday in downtown Tempe.
Yeah, Casteel, listen, this is a team that fights hard. This is a team that fights hard. They faced some adversity the entire year and just kept getting back up and getting back up and getting back up. And so this is going to be a fantastic game, going to be physical. It's going to be really fun to watch. Again, 2 teams that want it. It's just going to come down to who wants it more. And I think it's going to be so fun to watch.
It really is. Joining us now is head coach Joe Bushman from the Casteel Colts. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time. Always a pleasure to get to visit with you. Tell us, if you can hear us right now, about the mood of the team a couple practices into the week here as you guys are getting ready for that 6A state championship.
It looks like he's loading up.
It looks like Coach is loading up, and he's buffering on us right now is what's going on there. But hey, you know what? It's all good. He's had a couple guys that were going to join us here as well, but we'll talk about them for a couple minutes. First of all, quarterback T. Smith. What can you say about this young man? Has he been lights out all season long for that team down there in Queen Creek? And Casteel is just, they might ride him all the way to the state championship this Saturday over at Mountain America Stadium. You said that's a noon kickoff, Ed, so that'll be an interesting dynamic there as well, having to kick off at noon. Most of these teams obviously used to playing in the evening or at least early evening during the regular season and the playoffs. But yeah, we'll see. But we're going to take a look at some film here in a moment as soon as it loads up for T. Smith. But this young man has been absolutely phenomenal this year.
Yeah, a dual threat quarterback, Jamal, almost 2,100 passing yards. We'll see the young man make his thing happen. 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, almost 800 on the ground, 13 touchdowns. So the Coyotes defensively, he is a defensive coordinator's nightmare, Jamal, to account for a guy that can beat you with his arm as well as his legs. This guy is going to be really tough to account for on Saturday.
Yeah, and he's a +1. He's a +1, which means he's that extra guy who can make plays with his feet. He can extend plays like you just saw there on the film, and he's got a cannon. So there's very few things that T. Smith can't do. And again, he's protected the ball pretty well this year as well. Ed and JP, I mean, 20 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, and has averaged over 260 yards passing a game. So again, this is a guy that can do it all. He's going to have to be just as excellent as he's been all year in this game this weekend. And JP, you mentioned the noon start time. That might be better. I mean, instead of having to wait and be anxious all day going into that evening game, you get to wake up and you already got to be there at the field to start getting ready for the game. So we'll see who's more prepared.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because if you think about it, if you got a noon kickoff and you got to take the bus to Tempe, I mean, you're probably at the school no later, I would think, than 8, maybe 8:30, no later than 9 o'clock at the very latest to get on that bus, get all taped up, and get over there to play. But you talk about T. Smith and Ed as we sat there last night over in Tempe, as a matter of fact, voting on the Ed Doherty Player of the Year. We talked about all these skill players, but none of the skill players get to do any of that fun stuff and get to put up any of those stats without those big boys up front, keeping the quarterback upright and protecting those guys from on those runs and everything else, because that's how this game of football works.
Yeah, and you see the offensive line for T working, giving him time. Of course, he calls his own number. He calls number 6 right there. But when he's got time in the pocket, that's when he destroys you, Jamal. Like you said, with his arms as well as his legs, his decision-making, as he rolls out right here, he gets away from the pressure, just dances around and just tries to get away. That is when he is at his most lethal. And Centennial is going to have to account for that all game long on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, there were 4 defensive linemen in the backfield, and he evaded all of them and made a play. I mean, this kid is fun to watch. T. Smith, he's going to make some plays, especially when it matters. So I'm super excited to see him in the championship game this weekend out in Tempe.
Yeah, he's got an absolute rifle. Coach Bushman is on here with us now. Coach, thank you for taking the time. We certainly appreciate it. We know you've had a couple of practices already this week. Just tell us about the overall mood of the ball club as you guys are getting ready for a big showdown on Saturday afternoon.
How's it going, guys? Can you finally hear me?
Yes,
we
sir.
got you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're using T's phone. We've got the all-time worst technology here in this building, but
you're all good. You made it, Coach.
Hey, just like the Colts, we found a way here.
That's
We
right.
made it.
That's exactly right. Yes, sir. Tell us about
Yeah,
the
to answer your question, we're really excited. We're playing our best football right now, and there's just a good mood around the team. We've had a couple of wins, comeback wins in the last 2 weeks, and kind of finding our groove. So I always tell the guys, it's not necessarily how you start. It's kind of who's playing the best at the end, and we seem to be kind of finding our groove right now.
Coach, after the 2 losses to ALA, Queen Creek, and Brophy to end the season, what was the mindset of the football team getting ready for the playoffs as you got prepared for Higley the week after, coming off those 2 losses to end the season, and now that kind of propelled you into a more positive direction for the playoffs?
Yeah, well, we have a thing around here. It's called Pound the Rock, and it's basically a metaphor for not only blue collar work ethic, but also persevering through adversity, and sometimes in life, things don't come easy. You gotta stick with it, right? And we felt like, especially against Brophy, we played a really good football game, and we were getting close. And if we just played with a little more discipline, had guys concentrate and do their jobs on a more consistent basis, that we could make a run in the 6A, and that's exactly what we've done.
Coach, I want to ask you about your game against South Point Catholic this past week. A little bit of a shootout, 37-28. What did it take for you guys to win the game? And what can you use from this game to take in to this week going into the championship game?
Well, I think really the game boiled down to the fourth quarter. Our defense struggled to put pressure on their quarterback all game, and at the end we were able to generate some pressure and throw some errant throws and get some turnovers. So I think that really was the difference. Offensively, we played pretty well all night. We started slow, but we were able to hit some big shots as well. I don't know. I think we threw for 350 plus. But just starts with the O-line. We had good execution, and T put some good balls on guys, and guys made plays, So it was a fun game to be part of.
Coach, you got a high-powered offense there with T and the rest of that offensive line keeping him clean most games. How much will you be relying on your defense in this championship?
Well, our defense, when we're playing our best, it's when our defense is playing well. And those guys, we gave up some points, but we kind of, we knuckled down at the end. We had a big a goal line stand to start the third quarter. They came all the way down, and we stopped them on 3rd and 2, and then 4th and 1, and then we hit the 98-yard pass, on the next play. So that was huge momentum. But our defense has played well. I mean, we shut out a good Queen Creek team earlier in the year. We're capable when we're reading our keys and we're playing fast.
T, this one's for you. Congratulations, sir, on getting to the championship game. I want to go back to the South Point Catholic game. 435 yards of all-purpose yards, 4 touchdowns for you. How big was it for you to come up big in the passing game as well as the running game? We talked about your propensity to run the ball and throw the ball right before you and your Coach Bushman and a couple of your other teammates came on. But the fact that you came up big in the semifinals against South Point Catholic.
Yeah, it was everything. I feel like it was a big part with the O-line. They just held their blocks a little bit longer. We're talking about it in the huddle. A little bit longer would create a big play. So we all just had that mindset that if they could hold a block for a little bit longer, we can make a big play.
T, I gotta ask, man. I mean, I think you're ridiculously athletic. Your ability to extend plays and run the ball. What do you attribute to that ability to extend plays and really make plays happen when maybe there's nothing really going on the field and you have to make something happen?
I feel like it just comes naturally. I've always done it since I've been young, playing in the backyard with my brothers and stuff. We've always just played and blitz each other all the time, and always had to scramble and stuff. So I feel like that's come natural.
T, talk to us about your offensive line. Not only Bryce Greer, but the rest of that line has really played well all season long. Talk about your relationship with those guys and the trust that you have in them to go play your type of game the way you know how to do it and not have to worry about being protected up front.
Yeah, they all have big hearts, and they just want to win. And you could tell by the looks on their faces in the huddle. Before the play, I just look at them. I just know they're going to go. We all just put our heads down and go,
T, go ahead and pass the phone over to Bryce. Bryce, you there?
Yes, sir.
There you go. So how much fun is it blocking for this young man? I mean, he can be so unpredictable at times. Of course, you got to roll with him, and I'm sure some of the decisions that he makes when he's got to get flushed out of the pocket or things break down as far as an offensive line goes or the play breaks down, and you've got to kind of maneuver on the fly. But just blocking for T and how much fun that's got to be.
Yes, sir. He really spreads out our offense. A lot of times we'll have to get in a scramble drill, so T's always asking for us to strain for a little bit longer in our block so he can make something happen in the backfield. So he makes our job really easy back there.
Bryce, what's your connection like with the rest of the offensive line? Obviously, you guys have had a tremendous year, both pass blocking as well as run blocking, and I'm sure a lot of that has to do with the camaraderie that you guys have and the chemistry you guys have on the field. What's your guys' relationship like on and off the field.
Yeah, we have a really good brotherhood. Throughout the off season, through the season, we go to lunch together and we talk ball and we go over what we need to do to play well. And yeah, like I said, it's a really good brotherhood.
You muted, JP.
There we go. Coach Joe Bushman, Bryce Greer, and T. Smith joining us here from the Casteel Colts. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Good luck on Saturday in that 6A state championship game. And it's always a pleasure to visit with you guys. We got to do Thursday night football maybe next season. So we'll talk about that in the very near future as well. But thank you so much for taking the time tonight.
Yeah, thanks for covering us, guys. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us. You got it. Good luck
Appreciate
on
you, fellas.
Saturday, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a brief commercial timeout, and when we return, we will visit with the defending 5A state champion Centennial Coyotes after the break.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
On game day, communication is everything. Procom offers the most powerful, most reliable headsets on the market. Paired with our state-of-the-art coach-to-player communication tools, your team is sure to dominate. It's time to communicate like a pro. Visit us at procomheadsets.com.
We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here on the Epic Sports Network. Our final half of the show here as we talk with the Centennial Coyotes, the defending 5A state champions. Coach Andrew Taylor joining us here on the program. He's also brought along a couple of studs as well in Owen Reynoso, running back, and Bryce Pollard, offensive lineman. Coach, we'll start with you. You're just picking up right where Dad left off and just trying to run this thing right back. Talk to us about the mood of the team a couple practices into this week, and you guys just a couple days out from the state championship game on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks so much, James. I think the mood of the team is great right now. We have a lot of players like Owen and Bryce that have been here before. And, a couple years now, in 23, we competed for the Open Championship, and then last year won the 6A Championship. So, at Centennial, it's not a surprising thing for us to be here. And so I think the mood of the team is great. We're excited, and we can't wait for Saturday.
Coach, all the success you've had over the years, of course, with your father and now you talk about year after year, there's expectations. There's a level, there's a standard of excellence that the Coyotes have to live up to every single year. How does that guide the program, knowing that every single year, everybody's looking at the Coyotes because you're pretty much there every single year. You're always in the mix for a state championship. Does that guide the football team? Does that guide the players? Does that guide you as the head coach? Does that guide your coaching staff and how you conduct business on a daily basis?
We have accumulated a number of things that we do or have done over the years. And, now they have become a tradition for us. Learn this is what we do. And when you have had success and over a period of time, you gain a lot of confidence in those things. And, with the younger players in your program, they see, okay, this is the way to do things. And so, yeah, I think it has a huge shaping impact on the things we do. I mean, you're always trying to keep up and learn new things, but there are some tried and true things in this game of football that we really believe in.
Coach, I want to ask you about the game last week against ALA Queen Creek. Going into halftime, it was still a one possession, and then after halftime, you guys kind of ran away with it. I want to ask, how important is it for you to not only get the lead, but then quote unquote twist the knife and step on, make sure you keep your foot on the gas pedal and extend the lead and really take complete control of the game?
Yeah, so important. Momentum is just, you can't possibly overstate how powerful and important that is. And, when you get it, you got to take advantage of it. And when you don't have it, you got to do something to get it back. And so, yeah, against a very good ALA Queen Creek team, it was real back and forth in the first half. They were really making some great plays in the passing game on us, and so we had to make a few adjustments, but mostly just play a little better. I think sometimes we overestimate, adjustments just because a team plays better in one half or the other. Sometimes it's not some amazing adjustment. It's just executing what you were trying to do a little more effectively. Regarding this game with Casteel, that's going to be very important, but it's going to be very hard to do. They have a lot of excellent players, and Coach Bushman has them set up in a way where they can make big plays on you on both sides of the ball and on special teams at any time. And so you might think you have the momentum, but then T. Smith scrabbles left, right, left again, and throws it 60 yards, and then you say, "What happened?" And naturally, your first thing is, who did what happened to our defense? Like, who messed up? But sometimes it's just an amazing play on the other side. So, yeah, certainly to get back to actually answering the question, we definitely strive to get that momentum and capitalize upon it. But against really good opponents, it's hard to keep it because, of course, they're trying to get it too.
Coach, we had the pleasure of having you guys on Thursday Night Football this season at Boulder Creek, and we know what your run game is all about, led by Owen Reynoso. Talk about this young man and how pivotal and important your run game is going to be on Saturday.
Yeah, very pivotal and important. The run game and Owen. I've said over and over again, Owen is like the heart of our team, and he's really a quintessential Coyote. And he, and I'm sure Owen won't mind if I mention this. When you first glance at Owen, you see that he is not the biggest running back you've ever seen, and you're kind of like, okay, well, he's not that big, and you're not exactly sure how fast he is, but he's got great hands, great instincts, great moves. He runs hard. He knows how to set up blocks. He has a great understanding of the game and how he works in our offense. I know our line really loved blocking for him because, he's able to move and cut in ways that really accentuate what they're doing. So, without a doubt, the run game is going to be so pivotal to our success in the game. And that all starts with the O-line, of course, and Owen Reynoso.
Owen, talk about your running attack, and Coach Taylor talked about your offensive line. Of course, Bryce is with you, one of your brothers up front. But the fact that those guys up front, those five guys or whoever they substitute in, those guys block for you. That's a wall for you. And of course, you use your God-given talents and your abilities to do what you do on offense. But your offensive line making those holes and making it a little bit easier for you to run for almost 1,000 yards this year. I don't know if you heard me.
Try again, Ed.
Hello?
Oh, can you hear us? Bryce, can you hear me? Okay. I'll ask this to you then, Bryce.
Hello.
Are you there, Owen? I can hear you. Can we hear you? Can you hear me? Okay, Bryce, being able to block for Owen and being a part of this offensive line that has done so many great things this year from a running standpoint. Owen had 222 against Mesa in your opening round that you played in the playoffs. The pride that you and the rest of your brothers up front take in making sure the Coyotes have a great running attack. Talk about that. I can't hear you. Okay, Coach Taylor, talk about the offensive line a little bit more. That's okay. We'll just do revolving chairs on the running attack. But yes, Owen had such a big game against Mesa, 222 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. He had 42 yards through the air. Just the power attack and how big that's going to be against Casteel on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, and a lot of the you mentioned those two games. And so much of it is scheme based, and how is the defense aligned? What are they trying to do? What are they trying to take away? And so if they are getting lined up with, two high safeties and kind of spread out, and the run lanes are there and set up for us, that you can go that route. And we've demonstrated we can win that way. Against ALA Queen Creek, they were stunting a lot, blitzing a lot, and, doing everything they could to minimize that and take that away. And we really, throughout the game, made some really big plays in the passing game. And so, if you're going to be a good or great team, you've got to be able to win in different ways. Sometimes it's a slow the game down, establish the run, great defense kind of game. Sometimes one side of the ball is hot, and then you're not exactly playing complementary football, and you got to lean on that side a little bit more. But yeah, in a perfect world, the run game is working, and Owen is gaining a lot of yards.
Oh, and you got us now?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, sorry, I had technical difficulties.
No, you all good. I want to ask you about your ability to get downhill and just the explosive plays that you create for your offense. What do you credit to your ability to get out in space and make people miss?
Honestly, it's probably just the amount of work I put in the off season for sure. I know it's hard with school and everything; it is tiring, but I try to work out at least 2 times a day. One weight room, obviously one type of running activity. So my biggest thing off season was getting more explosive for sure, and I think that's shown in recent games for sure. Broken a lot of long runs specifically in the Mesa game and against Higley, one against Mesa Mountain View. So really just weight room, a lot of weight room and a lot of sprints this offseason. I've been able to get a lot more explosive.
Owen, how excited are you for Saturday? Just being a high school football player, state championship game in a Division I college stadium. All eyes are going to be on you guys this Saturday at noon. You're going to be the star of the show in the state of Arizona. How excited are you for that? I don't think you got me. Can you hear us, Owen?
No, I don't think he heard you.
All right, he must have muted his sound again. That's okay. That's okay. But hey, good stuff, Coach. Final question for you: when you take a look at this Casteel Colts team on film, what's going to be the tipping point in this game? Obviously, these kind of games come down to 2, maybe 3 plays here or there.
Mm-hmm.
A turnover or a mistake can turn the game on its head.
Yeah, both sides are going to try to minimize mistakes. It could be a turnover, something devastating like a turnover in the kicking game or something like that. The turnover battle will be important. I know from our perspective on the defense, it's going to be vitally important to minimize. I would hesitate to use the word stop because no one's been able to do this, but minimize the kind of big plays that their offense produces. If we're able to do that, we have a good chance of being successful. From our offensive perspective, it's going to be really important that we're mentioning Owen, that we get Owen very involved and get the run game going and move the chains and establish ourselves on the line of scrimmage. So I think when the game is over, the postmortem would be, okay, how did those things go? What happened with turnovers? What happened with big plays? Who was controlling the line? And we'll do everything we can to be on the positive side of that.
Head coach Andrew Taylor and Owen Reynoso and Bryce Pollard joining us here from the Centennial Coyotes. They'll battle the Casteel Colts this Saturday at noon at Mountain America Stadium for the 6A state championship. Good luck, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to get to visit with you, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate what you do promoting high school football in Arizona so much.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate you guys.
Stay with us. We got a special treat as we visit with the 2A back-to-back state champion Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles after the break.
It starts with a dream and a desire to be the best. You got the talent, you got the drive, and the work ethic. But to get recruited, it takes more than that. You need a playbook. That's where Recruit ID comes in. Our digital tools connect you with college programs that are fast, easy, and effective. Your dream is closer than you think. Let's get you seen. Visit recruitid.net and take your recruitment to the next level.
Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here on the Epic Sports Network. James Poovey alongside Ed Cole and Jamal Gumo. Guys, what a fantastic show so far as we got to visit with the participants in the 5A and 6A state championship games this weekend over at Mountain America Stadium, and those should be some slugfests.
Yes, they should. I can't wait for those games. But I guess we could pivot to some teams that have actually won championships. Right, JP?
Yes, we are capping off our 2025 season of the Desert Gridiron Game Plan here by visiting with some back-to-back state champions in the Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles. Quarterback Sean Helgeson, running back Everett Salazar, and I like to call him an ATH head. You know, we love those athletes. And Martin Perez Flores joining us here on the program. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Sean, we'll start with you. We just had a celebration on campus just a couple short days ago. How much did it mean to you to win yet another state title for Scottsdale Christian? And let's face it, it's becoming a football school.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great to see all the kids out there supporting for the parade and everything. And it means a lot for this school and for this staff and all the coaches and everything. I think all the hard work in the summer, all the hard work during the season in the weight room, on the field just translates, and I think it's just great to bring all these trophies in.
And Sean, for you, other than the Morenci game, the opener, when you shut them out 55-0, the game against Santan Charter was tight. That was 14-7. The game against Wilcox was tight. That was 28-25. And, of course, the championship game was 27-22. That just shows me that you guys, when a game gets tight, you guys know how to buck up and find a way to get victories. You can get the blowouts all you want, but when the games get tight, which they do get tight in football, especially championship games, you guys can find a way to scratch out and claw a victory and get another championship.
Yeah, I think that's just a testament to all the coaching we've had. And I think during practice, we go through a lot of like game-like situations where we're working on 2-minute drills or getting big stops with the defense. I think it all goes back to that and what our instincts are on the field. And yeah.
Sean, I want to ask you about the championship game specifically. To go down 2 possessions early, you being the quarterback of the team, I'm sure everybody's kind of looking at you like, oh, God, what do we do now? What was your message to the team going into that second quarter after you went down big early and then for you to be able to come back and actually win the game?
Yeah, I think towards the start of the game, I was a little too antsy, a little too excited to be playing in the game. So I made a few rough mistakes, but after that, it was just rally. I mean, we had to step it up. We knew this was it for us seniors and for the team. I mean, we know we had the talent to win any game against any team. And I think that it just goes back to coaching and all of our instincts just kicked in. I think we just kicked and punched as hard as we could and fought it out.
Sean, before we talk to these young men, tell us about your 2 teammates that came along with you here tonight in running back Everett Salazar and Martin Perez. What do they mean to this SCA program?
Yeah, they're great. I mean, Martin transferred in last year, had to sit out the first 5 games, and he's been a dog for us both years, contributing heavily on the defense last year and this year, and then a lot on the offense this year with playing a little bit of tight end, and he had a touchdown in the state championship game. He just knows his assignments on offense and defense, and he's a great team player and a great leader for the team, and same as Everett. I mean, he's one of the hardest workers I've ever met. He's pushed through injuries. He leads the team during practice and games and everything. And he's like a coach on the field. He knows everything. He knows everyone's assignments, and he knows football so well.
Everett and Martin, I want to ask you this. We already got Sean's thoughts on winning a state championship in his senior year. For you guys to get your championship in your senior year, Everett, we'll start off with you since you're on screen. How does that feel, brother, knowing that You did a three-peat, you got a championship, and you can walk that stage, get your diploma knowing you are another state champion. How are you feeling right now, brother?
I feel like my senior year's really been complete. That's something I was really looking forward to, getting through this season, and we took it all the way, and we took home the trophy for state.
Martine, how are you feeling right now, sir?
I feel great. I mean, I feel like Everett said, we accomplished everything we wanted to this season, and I mean, I think we worked so hard for it all in the offseason and all this season. So, I'm just super proud of these boys and this team and the coaching staff, and I couldn't be any happier with the way things turned out.
Martine, I want to ask you specifically, what was it like for you having to, being a transfer and then having to miss the first 5 games, coming into a team that's coming off of multiple championships? What was it like for you trying to fit into this team and be successful and be an addition to this team?
Well, last year was like we were going for the back-to-back win when I came into we only had one state championship when I came into the program. So I obviously knew it was a really good program. I knew I was going to have to work hard to get a starting spot, and I was already starting a little behind by missing the first 5 games. But I mean, the whole first summer I had with these boys just built chemistry, I feel like, and then the whole season and all the adversity we went through my first year here last year, we went through so much adversity throughout the season. I think that brought us all so much closer. And then we had the rest of the school year to get close and the spring ball, and then back to senior summer. And then this whole season, I mean, it's just been a great journey, and I couldn't be any more grateful, and I'm so happy I decided to transfer because it was best decision of my life.
Well, Martine, I know SCA is happy you decided to transfer as well. Everett, you had 3 touchdowns in the championship game just this past weekend. Your teammates here have talked about what kind of a workhorse you've been all season long. How do you do that from the running back position? And then talk about your offensive line and how they help you be an accomplished running back.
I really give all the glory to God. He's really helped me persevere and just work through injury. It's been a rough last year. Last year was rough, right? Getting hurt early in the season in the scrimmage. And then as soon as I got my surgery, it was work, and get to where I can help these guys my next year. And so coming into this year, my O-line, man, they really dominated, like all the way through. They really dominated. They're the ones who really allowed me to rush and get 3 touchdowns in the state championship game.
Martine, the relationship that you've built with your brothers over the course of a season, it's a long season. We all know that. A lot of ups and downs. It's not always perfect. Things are going to go wrong. Things are going to go right. A lot of things are going to go left, right, up, topsy-turvy. But the fact that you guys stuck together and now you are did a three-peat. You must be the Los Angeles Lakers of high school football that you were able to do that. Just the relationship that you built with your brothers in a short amount of time. As we mentioned, you came in, had to sit out 5 games last season. In a short amount of time, the relationships that you built with your brothers.
I mean, I honestly, I don't think we would be anywhere near as successful if our team wasn't as close as we are. Like, we're all like best friends with each other. We always hang out. We always do like mini like team bonding stuff. Like, we just the chemistry we have, it shows on the field because we build it all off the field. And I mean, practice is on the field, but like we just like I said, like I just think the relationship that we have with each other and with our coaches too. I mean, I think chemistry is one of the most important things, and it's so underrated to win, because if you don't get along with your brothers, then how are you going to win? So I think just the fact that we all love each other and we all play for each other just helps us in our success.
Everett, if you can just expand on that a little bit more, on your journey having to come back from injury, not only the physical wherewithal, but the mental wherewithal for you to work back and get back to where you were and come back even better, and then reap the rewards of your hard work in the 3 touchdown championship game and being the 2A champions. If you can just kind of take us through what got you, and you mentioned God, which I think is amazing, but take us through what that process was like to get back to really the promised land.
It really started with Coach Sheehan. Coach Sheehan was a big influence on me. I really wanted to get to a point where I can make him proud, really. I wanted to make Coach Sheehan proud. I wanted to get my knee right, and I wanted to really support the team. Sean and Martine There's the two guys that I really looked up to last season. On the sideline, I just saw them out there leading. I said I need to be out there with them playing. So just working and working, and the underclassmen too, just really trying to be a leader to them, and knowing that there's guys looking up to me also. I really wanted to set a good example on how you should work as hard as you possibly can. Work everything as hard as you can to get to a point where you can help the team. And it really showed in the state game with 3 touchdowns. That was awesome. I really couldn't do that. I can't believe I did that. Honestly, I can't believe I did that. That was really crazy. That was a lot of work, and it really paid off. I had 6 months of knee rehab, and I had 3 touchdowns to show for it in the state game. Well worth it.
That is fantastic stuff, Everett. We are super proud of you. Sean, when you think back to your transition from playing some tight end, and then Coach Sheehan comes and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to make you a quarterback. And I see you're wearing an Oregon shirt tonight. And you think about a young man named Cooper Perry, who Coach Sheehan coached over at Notre Dame Prep, who has moved on to Oregon, is probably going to do some fantastic things there for the Ducks. What did it mean to you to have someone come in and say, hey, Sean, I think this is the way you need to go, and I'll help you get there? And how did that make you feel, knowing, hey, this is a young man, this is a guy in Coach Sheehan that knows what he's talking about. I'm going to take what he's telling me. I'm going to be coachable, and I'm going to absorb every bit of it and try to be the best quarterback that I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. I think all props to Coach Sheehan. I think he knows talent, and he trusted me to take over the team after Jack left, and it means a lot because I didn't play football freshman year, and then sophomore year joining late. He told me to get reps with the quarterbacks once the playoffs started, basically. So I was getting reps with Jack and our backup quarterback at the time, and just all throughout this offseason, he worked with me. Coach Martin, our offensive coordinator, worked with me to get down my form and like all my footwork and everything, and knowing defenses and being able to read all that. And it's just been a long journey of growth throughout these past 2 years playing quarterback. And I think it's just awesome. And I mean, all glory to God for that, giving me the talent I've needed to lead this team. And I think, I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity to be able to be.
Fellas, this is for all three of you. We'll start off with Martine. Your family and your friends, your ride or dies, how important have they been to your success and all the trials and tribulations that you go through in life, not just on the football field, but off of it, in the classroom, in and out of it? So, Martine, just talk about your family and just the undying love, and your friends, of course, and the support that they give you on a daily basis.
Well, yeah. I mean, I love my family, my mom and dad. I mean, I know they do anything for me, and they don't really know football that well because they're from Mexico, and so they never really grew up around football. But ever since I started playing it, they like started pouring into it, and then they still ask a few questions. But I mean, I don't think I could be where I am without them, or because I mean, before I used to drive, they used to take me to every practice, every game. I don't think I ever missed a practice or a game. And so, I mean, I owe it all really to them. And friends, I mean, like Everett, like Sean, a lot of other people on the team. I mean, it's just, like I said, chemistry is one of the most important things you can have to win. So I'm just super grateful that we have that SCA and the culture that we build around God and around each other. I think is just very rare to see in a lot of schools. And I'm just very, very grateful that we have it here. Very blessed.
Sean, go ahead and pick up. Talk about your Oh, yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with everything he said. I've known Martine and Everett since high school, but a lot of the guys on the team, like Landon and Abe and all these guys, I've gone to Scottsdale Christian since I was in kindergarten. So I've known these guys. I've grown up with them. I've been with them my whole life. And it's really been a journey from middle school playing O-line and then tight end, sophomore year, and then going to quarterback. It's just been like all these guys supporting me, and especially my family. My mom and my dad are always there for me every step of the way. And the great SCA community, all the coaches and everything. It's great to have a support system like that. And I think it's a very unique opportunity, like Martine said, to have this, because a lot of kids don't get that opportunity to have all these people supporting you and loving you and everything. And I think it's just a great testament to our school and to our families and everything.
Everett?
I've been playing football since before I could even read, before kindergarten. And my dad's always been my coach. And I just played year-round football all the way up until high school. if it wasn't for my dad, then man, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd probably just be playing video games, skinny little dude. But I really am thankful. I'm grateful for my dad, and I'm also really grateful for my mom, like putting up with all my practices and washing all my dirty clothes, coming home stinky. And also my brother. My brother was a big help this year. He coached the team actually. He was the not offense coordinator, sorry, offensive line coach. And it was awesome just being out there with my brother. And just like after winning the championship, just giving him a hug. He's crying. It's his first one. I wasn't crying though, because been here before, but it was awesome. And just my friends, like coming back from injuries, just them being there for me. And just Sean, I really thank you for being there for me, and Martine and Cade and all my good friends. Really, I thank you guys so much for being there for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, Jamal.
Oh no. I just I was gonna ask. This is for any of you guys, but was there like a turning point of the season where you guys knew like, okay, like we could really three-peat, like this could really happen? And whoever wants to answer it, I just I'm curious to see what that moment was. We're like, okay, we're gonna do this again.
I think we knew we were gonna three-peat since like spring ball. Honestly, I think we've had that confidence that we were gonna be back in that state game since spring ball. And I mean, I had all the confidence in the world in the team, and I mean, I don't think we really shocked anyone or surprised anyone that we went and got to win it again.
Sean, final question for you guys. I know you got to get out of here. It's getting a little bit late, but you mentioned the fact that you've been at SCA since kindergarten. I've been there for 8 years. When I first started, obviously Scottsdale Christian was far from a football school, but Coach Sheehan has come in just a few short seasons and really turned it into a football school, not only with you guys, but now we have girls flag football winning state championships as well. I mean, talk about that transition from a really good basketball school. Coach Frederick's 7-time state champion, not too many of those guys around. And now this thing is starting to turn the tide, and it's becoming a gridiron school.
Yeah, it's been great. I love it. I love football. I think since Coach Sheehan came, it's been a change of mentality for football. It was kind of known that SCA was a basketball school before Coach Sheehan. And I think it surprised a lot of people for our first state championship win. But then after that, everyone knows the football team. Everyone sees us around the hallways. It's a bunch of great guys. We're always helping out and everything. And they just know the type of culture we have. And I think it's been a great change. It's football. It's not just about the sport. Like Coach Sheehan says all the time, it's about life. It's about creating better men that have better personalities and better work ethic and everything, and having grit. And same thing with our girls flag football team. We've got Coach Fisher, who's a great coach. He's coached those girls to an undefeated season, which was great. Last year they were division higher and they went to the semis, which was amazing. And I think it's been a great athletic school forever. And I love that it's making the change to football.
Great stuff here from the back-to-back state champion Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles. Gentlemen, thank you. Yeah, and I know 3 of them, 3 in a row. And guys, let me tell you something. It's easy to say three-peat. It's easy to just throw that term around, but there is really something special attached to the team that you guys were a member of for the past 3 seasons. You're going to go down literally in Arizona high school football history, because there's not very many teams, regardless of division, that win 3 straight state championships. So congratulations again. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us here this evening, and we'll see you again very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congrats, fellas.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Stay with us. We will be right back, and we'll wrap up this edition of the Desert Gridiron Game Plan.
Thank you, Mark.
Get ready to feel the burn in Phoenix's newest hotspot. Hot Chicken Alley brings the sizzling Nashville-style hot chicken straight to your plate. Our finger-licking sandwiches will set your taste buds on fire. Come join us for a taste of Nashville right here in Phoenix at the corner of Tatum and Thunderbird. Brace yourself for a flavor explosion that'll keep you coming back for more. Hot Chicken Alley, a proud supporter of Thursday Night Football, right here on the Epic Sports Network. Wow. Another season of Arizona high school football has just about come and gone. We got a couple more games left, guys. What a fantastic show. Thanks for staying on a little bit late with us here. But I wanted to visit with those back-to-back state champion Eagles before we got done with the season, because let's face it, that's where we started this whole thing off here in 2025, was August 21st out there at Scottsdale Christian Academy for the first game of the season. And they ended that thing in style, winning yet another trophy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is history, James and Jamal, that they can win back-to-back championships, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's crazy. And like, when will that ever be accomplished again, Jamal? That's very hard to do.
It's an insane accomplishment. And I'm glad that you guys are putting such an emphasis on it, because after one championship, now everybody is making sure they're playing their best game against you. And then to do that 3 years in a row, and then to continue to win 3 championships back to back in infinite backs, like it's so impressive. And the camaraderie that this team has built, and what Coach Sheehan has done with that program is absolutely just out of this world. So all the credit to SCA and the success that they've had.
If you think about it, most people that play high school football never even sniff a state championship, much less win it, and much less win it 3 times in a row. I mean, most kids, if they get to the playoffs in their high school football or a high school athletic career, for that matter, that's an accomplishment in itself.
And I'm sure if those players if you would have told them before their career started that, eventually in your lifetime, you're going to win 3 straight state championships at Scottsdale Christian Academy, they look at you like, are you crazy? They look at you sideways, Jamal, like, there's no way we can win 3 straight championships. Well, they did.
And again, it's unbelievably tough. In my high school career, I played 1 playoff baseball game, and I played both basketball and baseball, and I played 1 playoff game out of the 3 years that I played high school sports. So that just tells you how hard it is to not only make the playoffs, but then make it deep into the playoffs and win the championship 3 times in a row. And so again, I can't give enough credit to Coach Sheehan and the coaching staff and the culture, the program that he's built in order to get the success that they've achieved so far, and for the guys to buy in and to really again build that camaraderie. It's special, JP, and it's really awesome to see.
Great stuff. And once again, congratulations to the Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles. It was a pleasure to be out there the other day when they had we had a big time celebration on campus. Of course, the football team just winning the high school championship, and then the girls flag team, not even a week before that, hoisting a gold ball as well. And so it's just football time, and it's fantastic. So congratulations again to SCA, and congratulations again as well to our other guests tonight from Desert Mountain, Canyon View, Casteel, and Centennial for making it to the championship weekend. And I mean, what can you say? It's all there for the taking this weekend.
And then, fellas, we got to shout out the Round Valley Elks for winning the 3A state championship. They beat Benjamin Franklin 13-10. And of course, we got to go give some 1A love to Hayden a couple of weeks ago.
Hayden Lobos.
They destroyed Baghdad 66-20. So we can't forget about the 1A champions and the 3A champions too.
Absolutely right. Congratulations to Hayden. I reached out to the Round Valley Elks a few times over the past couple of days, tried to have them on the show here tonight. Unfortunately, was not able to make contact with anyone, but congratulations on winning a 3A state championship there for Round Valley. And we got to get up to Eager sometime to that Round Valley Dome. I've heard that is a magnificent facility.
No, we got to put that on the schedule, Jamal. We got to take a road trip up to Eager.
Oh, 100%. Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, I guess coming off a championship, that's a must. Oh, we got to.
Yes.
Yeah, we might have to put that on the schedule for next season, but we'll talk about that in the coming months. Thank you, everyone who tuned in, not only tonight, but all season long here on the Desert Gridiron Game Plan. This thing is a labor of love. We love talking to these young men and these coaches every single week. Ed, we did not take one single week off. We went from August the 19th was our first show this season, the Tuesday before our first Thursday night football game. And here we are, my friend, December 2nd, closing out our final show. Any final thoughts from the Ed Cole?
Isn't that crazy that we went 4 straight months with football, no breaks, no Thursdays off? Jamal, James, Sonia, all of us grinding it out every single week, but it's been a labor of love. Of course, we want to shout out these schools, give these young men some love, give their coaching staffs, their families, their fan bases love, because they work so hard at what they love to do. and the fact that some of these teams, they're just days away from a state championship. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's a blessing to talk to these kids and get their mindsets and just get where they're feeling at going into these weeks. And it's been a pleasure doing this with you guys this season, man. I being a former high school athlete, doing this, it matters. Like, it's the small things that matters in life. And so you guys specifically, nobody gives you two enough credit. And so that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here. I'm here to deliver your guys' flowers for hosting this show and for being here and covering, and allowing me to come in and help you guys and have my little part in it. So again, I got to give you guys your flowers for everything that you've done. Not only, this year, but I mean, for so long, you guys have been doing this in terms of the high school football sports. So if nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to sit here and give you guys' flowers. Because of the coverage and everything that you guys do in covering high school football. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky to be a part of it. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Thanksgiving just passed. So so thankful, so grateful to be a part of of this team. And so again, I got to give you guys your credit, your flowers for everything that you have done for Arizona high school.
We're thankful to have you, brother.
Oh, absolutely right, Jamal. We could not do Thursday Night Football without you, and you have contributed to us for a number of years now here on the Epic Sports Network, and we're just glad to have you on board here for the Coaches Show as well, and you've done a magnificent job this season as well, so thank you so much. The pleasure has been all ours, and thanks, Ed, for gutting it out tonight. I know you haven't felt well this week, but you troopered through tonight, and I certainly appreciate it.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Everybody enjoy this weekend.
JP.
Make sure, go ahead.
What's next up on the menu? We got a lot of great events coming up with Ed Doherty Awards and all kind of stuff, right?
Sure do. We got a lot of stuff coming. We're not done yet for 2025, although the live football might be done here on the Epic Sports Network. Next Wednesday, we will be out at Tempe High School for the BJ Media Awards. That'll be live on the air, I believe, right around 6 p.m. We'll have that for you, so make sure you tune in there. And then on Saturday, December 13th, we'll be live from Ocean 44 at 11:30 a.m. for the Ed Doherty Awards 2025, where we'll crown the Arizona High School Football Player of the Year. There'll be a media day event beforehand just across the street from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So make your way out. It's going to be an exciting time, and we're going to crown another champion, our final champion of the season, in the form of the Arizona Player of the Year, and we're excited to do that. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you stay with us for the rest of the 2025 year here on the Epic Sports Network. And then right after the first of the year, we got the Game Time Senior Bowl for you at the second weekend of January. So again, things are coming, and then maybe some Desert Football League after that as well. So it's about year round here on the Epic Sports Network. So thank you all for tuning in this season, all season long. Special thanks to Channel 12, Cam Cox, everyone who supported us this year, and of course our outstanding Epic Sports Network crew. We could not do it without any of you folks as well. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a great 2025 or the rest of your 2025, and we will see you